Sara.
Hi, how are
Hi, what's
you?
up? How's it going?
Very well, thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Leila, for inviting me, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for accepting to be here. I'm trying to uh, go live both on YouTube and also Instagram at the same time. So I'm trying to connect Instagram now. I think we are live on YouTube. I don't know how many people are watching. Oh, somebody just said hello. Tentacula man. Sorry. Hello. What's up? My sound is soft. You mean is like okay. Let me change the setting a little bit. How about now? Okay, I'm going live also on Instagram. 1 second. How is it going, Sarah? How is your evening?
Very well, thank you.
Happy to hear that.
Thank you so much.
Is my voice okay on the live? Could you guys just let me know in the comments? So we are supposed to be live on Instagram now. Hello, hello, people from Instagram. Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay, so today we have the honor to host the amazing Sarah. Sarah, once again, thank you for accepting to be here. I'm really grateful to have you here. And
Thank
I
you for inviting me. Thank you.
you're very welcome, darling. And I want to ask you some questions, but I will also have people's question in the comments. If anyone has question, you can just write it in on Instagram or either on YouTube, and I will try to get back to the comments at the end of my own questions from Sarah. So my first question is, how did you find your way to 3D world and sculpting, and especially into miniature world?
Yeah. At first, for 6 years, I've been working for animator as animator in animation board.
Oh
I
wow,
Yeah,
interesting.
I enjoy it a lot, but honestly, right now I like sculpting more than being animator. But it was very cool, honestly. The board, the guys that we were working together at that moment, the
Mhm.
companies, everything was very good. Then I start to study for master as architect. So I change a little bit to learn 3D Max and how to sculpt things for my university. And I start to like modeling, 3D modeling more than the
Mhm.
and being as animator. So in that moment, one of my friends, Leila Javadi, that she's very nice and she's a good sculptor too. She's
Mhm.
working with ZBrush, and she introduced me ZBrush, and she suggested me to learn ZBrush, and it was very cool. I am very grateful.
Yeah.
Uh, and from that moment, it's almost 7 years ago, or
Mhm.
yes, 7, 8 years ago exactly. That I start to learn ZBrush, and then I went to the class of Ali Jalali. That he's a great,
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
yeah, he's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to his class, and from that moment, I start to like ZBrush more and more, and I start to enjoy sculpting, honestly. And I'm very happy that I learned it, and I'm in this world.
That's great. So it was like 8 years ago, right?
Um, if I want to tell you exactly, yes, it's 7.5 almost. I
Mhm.
mean, exactly 7.5. Yeah,
Oh.
7 years. Yeah.
And you said that you studied architecture.
Yeah.
And you know that I also studied architecture, right?
Wow, no,
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange. I mean, we have been always talking, but I didn't know that you also studied architecture, and we both left architecture to become sculptors. It's really funny.
very cool. I
Yeah.
didn't. Did you work in that field or no? You just quit after university.
No, I worked actually for a while, but I never felt like I like it. Like I liked it actually. I was always the top student, nerdy stuff.
Bravo.
Yeah, but I felt like that's not the right, passion for me. I felt like
Yeah,
I'm not passionate enough to do it. As an architect, you need to always follow some rules and do some
yeah,
stuff that is not really artistic. I mean, yeah, it has art in it, but it's like more of engineering than actually doing art. And
yeah,
I wanted to have this freedom in my work. I wanted to feel free to create, feel free to not put myself in a box. So the
yeah.
reason that I didn't continue was that, and I also obviously met a lot of amazing people who were doing, sculpting with ZBrush, and I started to, do things like fun activities. I remember we had Friday evenings together for, learning from each other and sculpting. So one day I called my friend and I was like, I want to leave my job, I want to quit, and I want to start learning how to sculpt for real. And
Very
yeah,
good.
I think I got cursed.
Bravo. I think, and you're very successful in that. I think you
Thank
did very good
you. Thank you.
decision. Yeah, you
Yeah,
made.
I feel the same about your work. I mean, I
Thank
don't know.
you.
Did you work as an architect or you never even
Yes,
worked?
for very very short time. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I worked in there for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, I thought it's going to be much more cool for me, but I didn't like. I didn't like it. I couldn't have a very good connection with my work.
Mm-hmm.
The company was very cool, very great. My coworker, everybody, everything was perfect, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't enjoy the work. And directly from that company, I went to another company, and I moved to another company, and I start as 3D modeler in
Mm-hmm.
ZBrush, but from the base, I didn't know a lot of things that
Mm-hmm.
moment. I start to learn little by little, and
Mm-hmm.
then I went to the class of Ali Jalali, and I start to fall in love with ZBrush. For me,
Yeah, you got cursed too. I can see it.
thank
So,
you.
you like learned by yourself, and as I understood, also and like through the workshop of Ali Jalali, right?
Yeah, and my friend Leila Javadi,
Mm-hmm.
she helped the basic of a ZBrush. She helped to me to learn it, and then I start to do it by myself, and then I went to the class of Ali Javadi. Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. So, for those who are in the same stage, who are starting, because I get this question very often, especially on my Instagram direct messages, that they want to start and they don't know if they should start or how they should start. And like they're always asking if they should go to university for going into 3D world, either becoming like a sculptor, a miniature sculptor, collectible sculptor, or game industry or VFX and stuff like that. So, what do you think? You
I
could
think
you could tell them.
right.
Yeah, sorry.
I think right now it's full of I mean in YouTube is full of the resources for
Mhm,
how to learn ZBrush, and a lot of online classes is, I think right now is very full everywhere. It's not necessary that you need to go to university
mhm,
um, for learning some academic like anatomies or something. University is very helpful, but it's not necessarily in my eyes. I
mhm,
think you can learn by yourself and totally from YouTube or online courses, and a lot of resources that we have everywhere that they are teaching online. So a university could be helpful, but I think it's not something that you have to go to
Mm-hmm.
learn, especially for one art. I mean, for artists, for whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
learn, it can be helpful, but it's not necessary.
I totally agree with you on that.
I'm happy.
Yeah, because I think, yeah, as you said, if you like this thing, especially with ZBrush, because it has a very, you know, different, like, you know, UI setting. I mean, you can change some stuff, but it's really difficult for the beginners to get used to it. And if you don't really feel the passion,
Exactly.
doesn't really matter if you're studying in a university or you're taking some workshops or online classes. You're not gonna actually put the time to practice, to learn, because learning is one thing and then practicing is another thing. Because I think with ZBrush, if you don't practice, you will never learn. You need to spend time.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. It's you need to practice more and more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still some work for me is challenge. I mean, I cannot do everything. Say, okay, it's so easy. Still with each work, some part is still challenging. So I agree that you should continue practicing and practicing. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a comment I find it interesting to read. So, to become a good 3D sculptor, you need to study architecture. Well, thank you. Well, it's kind of similar, but like as I said, it has more freedom in sculpting, I guess. But it's like both are related to form, you know, both are like creating, for example, creating something with forms. So maybe
Yeah.
yeah, it's very connected. They're very close. And another comment from Elwin. And if you want to be a good architect, go to school for sculpting. Probably.
It should be work too.
Yeah, maybe. Then I don't know. Maybe it would be a bit difficult compared to, you know, if you study architecture and then you know change to sculpting is easier, but it's more difficult if you study sculpting and then you want to become an architect, because
Yeah,
then you have
because
to, yeah,
yes, for architect, you should know a lot of rules about the
yeah,
rules of each country for
yeah.
building, for a lot of things. Yeah, I think that
I hate rules.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, that was very difficult for me.
Understandable. So, another thing related to my previous question is that everyone is also worried about AI. For
Yeah,
those who want to start and they are not confident about starting because they are thinking that maybe in 5 years AI is gonna take, you know, our jobs, and they don't need sculptors or 3D modelers or you know, people in the
yeah.
same industry anymore. What do you have to tell them?
I think it's totally normal that the people start to have some fear. It's normal,
Mm-hmm.
but I think as we talked one time with each other, I think it's not going to happen soon. And even if we develop ourselves with AI, I mean, it can be even helpful for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what is going to happen in 10 years, but I think in the short period of time, we can even use it, and in our work, it can be useful in future. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how it's going to be, but for now, maybe it's not very affecting our job right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in short time. But maybe in long time, yes, it can be. But we can develop ourselves and in a way that we can use it, and it can give us even help.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you actually. I'm now using AI in my work specifically, but I think maybe in a few years, I don't know, maybe I will use it. I mean,
So
as
right now, I
yeah,
think it's not still very.
yeah.
I don't see anything honestly created by
Mm-hmm.
AI. to that is useful or not. But I think in a few years, this is in a way that we can maybe use in some ways. But
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
as you said, we don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but I don't know. We do what we are feeling passionate for, and if there is a possibility for us to, make our work easier using AI,
yeah,
I'm glad to do it.
exactly.
But definitely, I wouldn't want AI to take my place. That's not fun.
No, no, it's not. The world is going to be a little bit scary in all the jobs, not for us. That AI
Yeah,
will develop in a way that
exactly.
everybody start to shake. That's why.
True. So I would like to see some of your favorite sculpts from your portfolio. If you have, something specific to talk about. If you, I don't know, if you have some things that you would like to share with us.
Yeah, and let me share my Instagram, and
Mm-hmm.
I can explain from there. Okay, here is my Instagram, and
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk with some of my figure that I like them more than the others. Honestly, I like all of them more
Mm-hmm.
or less, but some of them, so I enjoy more during the time that I was sculpting. One of the work that it was very important for me, if I go down, is this work, and
Mm-hmm.
that it's with. Carlos Blanco, that he's one incredible painter. That we changed some of his pictures to a statue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we for one event in the Men Museum in Barcelona, that it
Oh,
was
wow.
very cool. Yeah, experience is one of my best experience, and that Jesus and me with Carlos, it was very good. He's an incredible person, and his work is amazing. Honestly, it was very cool because it's exactly like what you said. You
Mm-hmm.
you have your own rule. I mean, he has his rule, and I should continue in his way. But his work is very cool. When I was
Mm-hmm.
sculpting some of his paint, and I enjoy a lot that moment. And they were very big, and um, the sizes that we built is one of them was almost 1 meter. The other one I think was something like 80 centimeters. It was very big for our scale. That we all of our miniatures are very small. This was
Yeah,
very cool and big. And this video is one of them that he's painting it.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I would absolutely love to have the experience.
Thank you. It was and one of this work is from Jonas Rai that I love them.
Yeah, that one is beautiful. One of my favorites too.
I enjoy a lot when I'm sculpting that, and it's the pity I don't have the I think maybe here I have the picture of
So this
no,
is based
I don't
based
have
on
the
based
concept.
on yeah, the concept art is like based on like a photo, or is based on a
Yeah,
painting? A photo?
so yeah,
Okay,
this
okay, great.
this exactly this view. It was exactly this
Right.
view.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. For the other one, I have, I think I put the concept, but for
Mm-hmm.
this one, it's a pity I didn't put. I like this one. Honestly, the work of Leonard Wright, I like it a lot because he has a very cool mind for creating the things that,
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes, they are incredible. And the other one is this one that honestly I like it a lot. This girl here in a frame, and
That's
this.
my first favorite. I love this one.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This one was very cool during the time that I was sculpting, and I enjoy a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's this one too. And another one that I'm doing that I cannot show, it's the PT, but that one I like it, and I will put it in my Instagram soon.
I can't wait. Another amazing sculpt.
Thank you so much. You're very kind.
Thank you. So these are based on one photographer's
Yeah,
work, right?
yeah, yeah.
And what's his name? Um,
That's right.
Jonah Dry.
Yeah,
Okay, great, great.
thank you.
I
And
should, I should.
he's amazing, and he's an
Mm-hmm.
amazing guy too. We could see him, and he's a very very nice boy, and we enjoy a lot when we
Oh,
here in Madrid.
that's awesome. One of the great things that I did in my life and I want to do forever is to meet my favorite artists. Because it's just amazing. Like it's magical. You see a piece of art and you feel so much connected to the artwork, and then you meet the artist who created the artwork and you talk to them and you see their perspective watching the same artwork. I think it's really magical. Actually, this is another, reason for me doing this with, my friends and other artists, having them to talk together to, have this kind of conversations, because every time I learn something from you guys.
Thank you, and you are totally professional.
Thank you.
I myself, I learned a lot of things from you and your work, and
Thank you.
it's, you are really, really in anatomy, mind blowing. Really, your work is
Thank you
very
so
cool.
much. Thank you.
Your
I never think that great about myself, but really thank you.
you should. Your anatomy works are very, very cool. Honestly, I'm totally a big fan of your work.
Thank you. For me was I mean, I think the main thing for me to be good at anatomy was first following the tutorials of Scott Eaton for learning anatomy. I think it's free on YouTube. You can like find it on YouTube, and then like just I don't know, I practiced a lot, and I think practice is the key. When you like follow a tutorial and you learn where the muscles are, like actually I don't know the names of muscles. I was thinking like I know where they are, but I don't know what is the name, which is weird. Sometimes I'm like this bone, that bone, this is this like muscle, that muscle, and I'm like no, but Leila, you have to start learning. Like this is not okay.
Exactly, exactly. I passed exactly like you that time, and
Yeah.
it was very, very difficult. I didn't know anything about anatomies, and it was terrible for me for starting learning it, and it was very, very difficult. Jesus helped me a lot, and when I
Mm-hmm.
was sculpting some part, Jesus told me, for example, this is, should be like this. It can be changed in this way. He was helping me a lot with the shape of muscles, and
Mm-hmm.
thank God I have one big help beside me.
That's great, actually. I will get back to Jesus, because I have a specific question on on you both, like artist couple, because it's I find it interesting to to know about your I don't know, maybe you sometimes have different like artistic vision, or you have different idea, different opinion. How do you handle to to get along with different ideas when you're working together?
Sometimes yes, it can happen that we have different kind of ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
but I know that, for example, in something he's better than me, like designing, because his work is this, his art direction, and
Mm-hmm.
he knows in designing and movement and the shapes and these things. He's better, but even that I know he's better, sometimes I have my own idea, and we find the balance for
Mm-hmm.
in our ideas. And but in sculpting, he sometimes listen to me, and in for designing I listen to him, so we know that which one can help, it can give more things to
Mm-hmm.
one field, for example, when we want to work, because mostly he designed the figure and I sculpt them. But during the
Mm-hmm.
sculpt, maybe I change a little bit some part that in my
Mm-hmm.
edit can be make it better. So we find a balance in this way.
So it's not like one has to respect the other more. It's like, we agree on some things, but we
Yeah,
always like compromise and find the balance.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. We
Okay, that's great. So it's not like a toxic artistic relationship between you.
not at all.
That's great. That's great.
Thank you so
And going back to about knowing the name of muscles and bones and anatomy in general, I always suggest to, to people, to beginners who are asking like, oh, but it's really hard to do, to learn everything and stuff. I always tell them like, I started like this and I still don't know the names. The important thing is to just to start, and then like on the way you learn, on the way
much.
you learn more. And for me personally was like, I don't know, I cared about how it looks and at the end than how much I know about anatomy. It's like how it looks. Does it look like it's like a real human being? Does it looks like, for example, is it like having enough storytelling? Is it like, for example, if it's a witch, is she actually showing that she's a witch? Or like, I don't know, like if the anatomy on the shoulder is looking okay instead of knowing what is the muscle name, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because I'm exactly in this way. I don't know
Mm,
a lot of name about the muscles, and
mm,
still for me it's not easy to learn and then learn to learn the names.
mm.
And but for me, it's mostly the shape. I look and I follow the shape, even that if I
Okay.
don't know the name exactly in English or
I do the same. I do the same. I do the same.
very good. So the people doesn't need to learn all the weird name
Mm,
of the muscles.
right. Hello, Katia. Hello, D-Max. Hello,
Ah,
new people.
hello, Katya.
So, I wanted to ask also about what was your challenges, or what is still your challenge sculpting, miniatures. It can be challenges with anatomy, it can be challenge with, miniature scale. What are your challenges in general?
My challenge still is a little bit manage the scale with the details and how much it should be sharp in different kind of
Mm-hmm.
scales, especially for a small one. Is a still for me, sometimes it could be really difficult to manage the some details to everything be there after printing. I think to find a way to have something more sharper and something less sharper and everything appear after printing, I think it still is a little bit difficult. It's not something easy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it needs experience and printing and checking to
Mm-hmm.
have the point exactly in which size, because we have all the time different kind of
Mm-hmm.
sizes,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them it's like okay, you find a way in this size, but this is for sure it's not good for example for 75 I find the point maybe, but when we go to a little bigger it can be too much, and if you go to a smaller it can be totally flat figures. So
Mm.
finding that point that for each figure how much you should put details or sharp or uh, some things should be bigger than normal, something should be you don't even need to put, that is the point for me still that is really challenging.
So, what is the best solution for this challenge that you're facing?
I think it's just experience, trying and practicing and
Mm-hmm.
doing the printing because we can print here. It's a good option for us,
Oh,
for me.
okay. So
Yeah,
you always like test it before actually finishing the model. So you add detail, you
not
put.
always,
Not
but
always. Okay. Okay,
yeah,
that's great. So you have a
sometimes.
printer.
Sorry, pardon?
I asked, you have a printer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. Do you work with it by yourself or
No,
assist?
no, that is the responsibility. I don't touch
Yeah.
it. It's really quite difficult. Honestly, it's
Mm-hmm.
not an easy thing. It's by alcohol. You should wash it.
Mm.
Resin. It's not easy work.
Yeah, I know. Because I also wanted to buy one. First of all, I didn't have the space for it, but then I thought, no, I'm too clumsy for that. I'm literally too clumsy to
It's
do
the
things
hell.
with my
It should
fingers.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Very noisy. It's when it's working for I don't know 10, 12
Mm,
hours. It's
mm,
all the time having noise, and then
mm,
the result when you want to remove it, you should wash it mostly with alcohol, a lot of
mm.
alcohol. And it's a little difficult.
That's right. Do you also paint?
Honestly, no. I wanted to try and start it, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the chance. But I
Mm.
really like to do that. Yeah.
So you never actually tried it, but you want to
No,
try.
not
Mm,
even zero. No, no. We talk about it with Jesus, and I really want to start, but we didn't have the time or the chance
mm.
to go and start it.
Right. Actually, I tried once, but I wasn't happy with the result because I'm not patient.
Really?
Yeah,
How it was?
it's like you need to be very patient. For me, it's like I always go bam bam bam. Like with sculpting, for example, I really want to have a very quick sketch at the beginning. For example, if I'm sculpting a face, the first 2 minutes I want to see already the eyes and nose and like lips and not much detail, but like I want to see everything in two
Uh,
minutes. But with painting, especially if you're a beginner, it doesn't make sense to see everything from the beginning. And you have to be patient, paint, let it dry, and then paint, let it dry, another layer. For me was a hell because I want to do
yes,
everything fast fast.
yes. I'm sure it should be very, very difficult, and it's very work that it needs time. I mean, you should do it very, very
Exactly.
slow. It's a small, but at the same time, it's very difficult and very.
Yeah.
Uh, it needs a lot of time.
Yeah. Since I tried, I adore painters more than before because now I know that they are very patient people.
Yes, yes. I watched this several times. It's really difficult.
Right. So I know that you and Jesus, you launched a Kickstarter like 1 year ago or 2 years ago, right?
I think let me change this. I think yes, we did it 1 year ago. Oh, yes, for sure. 1 year ago we
Mm-hmm.
started. I don't know, maybe 1 year and
Mm-hmm.
months. Yeah.
And how was the idea between you two to
You know,
start with
because
it?
we both of us we are in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Generally I work for commission, but sometimes Jesus have one idea and I sculpt it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just uh, mm, we wanted to try and our chance to put it in platform of Kickstarter for selling, and just because we did something and we like it, and we
Mm-hmm.
just did a few projects. I think two, three, not more than that. That
Mm-hmm.
we did it together because it was the idea of what we wanted to create just for with our ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't bad. It was good. It was a good experience.
Yeah. Are you thinking of doing another one maybe?
Maybe we are not sure, honestly, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe in future.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also wanted to ask you about your approach in sculpting like anatomy because you're really good at it and I want to know um like what is your approach and what kind of references do you use? Because I use my own references all the time. I use my friends as a reference and I want to know if you're the same weirdo doing the same thing or no.
Yes, I am doing exactly the same. I use that. Yeah,
Great. We have a
I
lot in
use
common, I guess.
Yeah, because I think it's the most easy way to do
Mm-hmm.
it. You look at your hand, and then the sculpting, you do the pose,
Mm-hmm.
and then you take a picture,
Mm-hmm.
and then you sculpt what you see. And just I am not very muscle scared, so
Yeah.
I should with some part I should find the balance between the shape and
Mm-hmm.
the muscles, And but it's really helpful for me. It's really
Mm-hmm.
helpful, and I can find the shape and the details.
Mm-hmm.
Generally very good.
Actually, sometimes for example, if I'm sculpting a male character, I do
Uh-huh.
the pose, and people are always like, "Oh, why are you doing this?" I like this is weird because it's not the same body. But for me, it's like if I do the pose, I understand how it should work. Like,
Oh,
yeah, like contrapposto, like which part is getting more weight, like how would feel to to be in that pose. Like you you kind of are able to understand the weights of the body. You don't need to specifically, how do you say it? You don't specifically like um, understand the muscles or like I don't know, and like for example, female anatomy or anatomy, male anatomy, details when you're doing the pose. It's more about understanding the pose for me. I mean,
ex-
obviously, I sometimes also sculpt exactly the same thing that I see, but it's mostly about yeah, it's mostly about understanding the pose for me at least.
bravo, bravo. I didn't do that honestly with mail, but I think you gave me the idea. I think
Yeah.
it's very, very cool. Bravo to you. I think it's a very, very good way that you find a shape and then change it from female to male. I think it's
Exactly. It makes it easier for me, and also like sometimes some poses are uncomfortable. I don't know how to explain uncomfortable. It's like you know that this character has to, be in a very weird pose, but you don't understand what is actually going on in the anatomy, and then like when you do it by yourself you see that this is a very painful pose, like the person has to be in pain.
yes, yes, I understand perfectly what you said. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and when you do it yourself you understand that this is not actually working, and then like if it's a client commissioning you, you can like give your idea about it, saying that hey, but this is not looking like really, natural to sculpt it in this way. Or maybe if it's like a personal work, you're like one step further because now you learn something new. I
Yeah.
always suggest to my students or like to people who are asking to do the pose, even if you don't feel like your body is the same body that you want to sculpt, because doing this the pose is going to give you an idea of the whole thing, like what is going on there.
Yes, yes, you're totally right. I did it for female, but now when you talk about even for the female it can work, I understood, yes, perfectly it can work. And I say bravo, bravo. It's a very
Thank you. So you do the same thing actually.
yeah for the girls, yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know exactly when the shape of the body and the skin and
Mm-hmm.
the muscles, especially because I wasn't very professional. I am not still a professional in anatomy. So I start to
Me neither.
use myself. No, 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 no. For you,
Look, we are gonna always say that we're not professional, we are not good enough, but we all have it. I know that logically our work is good, but sometimes we're like, no, we have to always push it to the perfection.
it's to move it better.
Yeah, exactly. So for learning anatomy, you only followed online resources and studying from your own pictures or like people around you, the same as I did. That's very interesting. An architect who quit her job to become a digital sculptor, specifically in the miniature industry, who has the same approach with Layla. Awesome. Awesome. I love this.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's very very cool.
Well, actually, I'm done with the questions. So, if anyone has any questions on YouTube or Instagram, because we're live both on Instagram and YouTube, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to write. If not, I think we're gonna stop it here. But if you have anything, like any final words to add, if there is anything that you would like to talk about it.
Honestly, not special. Something.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
All right. So, once again, thank you very much for accepting to be here. I'm really honored and I love you so much. You're an amazing sculptor and also a very, very amazing person.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you again and again for inviting me. I enjoy a lot talking with you, and I really use your professional in Moscow. I learn a lot of things from you, your work, and I enjoy a lot talking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. There's one comment I would like to read it. Elvin on YouTube. Do you sell any of your models that aren't a part of your Kickstarter? I'd love to be able to paint some of your work.
First of all, thank you. I don't know which one you're talking about. Some of them I cannot sell it because it's not a commercial figure. I mean, uh, I don't have from the art. I don't have the permission to sell it. But if you tell me in Instagram which one, I don't know. He's asking you or he's asking me. If he's asking
I think
me,
he's asking you because you showed your portfolio and he's like referring to your work, I think.
okay, I'm glad. If he likes one of them, please send me direct and tell me which one you want, and then I will tell you that it's possible that I give it to you or not. Because some of them I can and some of them I cannot. It's
I
just
understand that because it's the same for me. If the question
many
is for me, it's the
problems.
same. Right.
Leila, I want to ask you, what about you? How you create? You choose by yourself and then you share it with other painters, or no, it's something that you decided with one person and then you start to do it, or no, you just choose it by yourself and then you
Do you mean
share
my
it.
personal works, like the
Yeah,
ones that? Well, I actually I think I have a very common taste with some of my, painter friends that like it's like sometimes we share stuff and like someone is sending me a new paint from Roberto Ferri, for example. I'm like, oh, this is
yeah,
amazing. And then he's like, we should do it together. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And for me, it's like if I really love something to sculpt, it's like I would die to just sculpt it. It's like even if I'm on the train, on the plane, even if like I have to not sleep to sculpt it, I don't know. It's crazy about me. I do it. But it depends. I really should feel like I really want to do it. And sometimes the thing is that I see some artwork. It doesn't have to be Roberto Ferri specifically, but he's my first choice always because like I really love his work. And sometimes I see it and I feel like it's the same mood that I'm having since like I don't know, like 1 week ago, for example. And I feel like if I do it, it's gonna make me feel better. And I do it, and it actually makes me feel better. And it feels like a kind of therapy for me, honestly. It's a bit weird, but yeah, sometimes I need to do this.
very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And we I'm sure everybody enjoy your work when we saw
Thank you.
the result, when we see the
Thank
result.
you.
It's like,
I hope.
be sure.
So Edwin said that I was asking Sara. I'd happily message her on Instagram. Her Instagram is Sara Salmanpour. You all can find her on Instagram. Many of you have her for sure. And for those who doesn't have her Instagram, Sara Salmanpour. I'm right. Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
okay. Great.
thank you.
So thank you again. And thank you all for watching. Yeah?
Sorry, pardon, I didn't.
Yeah, no, I was just saying thank you again.
Oh, you're very welcome, Aziza.
So thank you all for watching, and next week on Monday I'm gonna go live again. Probably with another artist, or if not, I'm gonna do sculpting by myself. And have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. Thank you, Leila, again for inviting me, and thank you all for watching us. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, darling. Thank you for being here.
Very
Bye.